Oh, well, isn't that nice? I got another fucking auto rifle to review. God damn it. Just knowing how the last one went, and even the one after that for that matter, everyone seemed to enjoy those weapons but me, which I don't understand why, but you guys just, you do me and I'll do you. Oh, fuck, that is so wrong. You guys do you and I'll do me. I mean, if the fucking hard light works for you in Crucible, good for you, it's your funeral. But knowing how the last 2 weapon reviews went, this one's just gonna be dandy. Oh my god. Bungie, I love your game, I love your weapons, but can you just fine tweak like the small things on these weapons so my OCD doesn't go off the charts? Great, I'm expositioning the shit out of you guys, even though I didn't even mean to do that. I even said I wouldn't do that before the beginning of this commentary. Shows you how well I'm doing mentally. Oh yeah. But regardless of that, today we will be reviewing the Grim Citizen 3 auto rifle. Oh man, this thing is fucking beautiful. This weapon was one of the weapons brought back from year 1 through the Crucible packages, along with some other nostalgic weapons like the Longbow Synthesis, Two to the Morgue, and even Lord Highfixer. In fact, the Grim Citizen was one of the only weapons you could get through Vanilla Destiny. That means you had to get it before the DLC dropped in December. So if you were sane enough to go through 2 weeks of Crucible, grind out to rank 3 and pick up this weapon, and damn bud, you have my respect. But alas, I was never able to get the year 1 version of this weapon, because at the time my RNG was absolute AIDS, so I wasn't even able to get that archetype of weapon till year 2. Oh wait, does the Suros regime count? Maybe I did. And yes, my RNG was that bad. It's gotten better though. It's like my channel. You got BHD Waffles, prepubescent little shit, and now you got me, a little less prepubescent and ignorant as fuck. No, some things never change. But the only weapon that I've ever had that is remotely close to the Grim Citizen 3 was the Silverred Hushwin D. Oh my fucking god, that weapon. I remember when it dropped for me in the Crucible back on the Xbox One. You would have gone deaf in both ears if you were in that party. Anywho, my RNG has been kicking in lately, and I managed to get this weapon to drop for me. The perks were meh, they were alright, definitely useful nonetheless. I could have asked for a better roll, but hey, I'm just glad that I got this gun. The 2 main perks I ended up getting on this weapon were Replenish and Glass Half Full. To be honest though, this weapon kinda needs that extra damage in the Glass Half Full perk if you're going into the Crucible with it. The default mag size you get with it is 26 and comes with a bunch of perks that increase range and stability, or they decrease it, I don't fucking know. I mean, they probably increase it because the stability and range are both smaller than my dick size. Like, holy shit, that's saying something. Why in the fuck did I just bring that up? Satire, everyone, satire. My personal preference on this weapon is to increase the range as much as possible. I mean, I can deal with the recoil myself, but the range drop-off is just really fucking high, so I gotta kind of fight against that. But you may have a different preference, you may want to max out the stability, or maybe you want to balance out both. I will say though that this roll would have been the best to get if Replenish was replaced with Rangefinder, and hey, maybe if Small Bore came with it, that would be pretty fucking good as well. And what I would maybe hope for as well is that if in the future Bungie released a patch that would increase the overall damage on this weapon archetype, because to be honest, it is really easy to get outgunned while using this weapon in the Crucible. I'm just gonna say this right now, if you already have a Hakon's Hatchet, you're set. Don't even bother with a Grim Citizen 3, you got it. No matter what roll you have on that thing, you'll definitely do better with it. But then again, that's just my opinion. But as for how this weapon handles, it's pretty nice. Despite whatever stability or range perk you choose, pretty much all the spray patterns are easy to control. The main issues I see with this weapon are its stability and range, which can easily be modified with different perk rolls. But one lingering issue I see is its impact, or for that matter, its damage output. This archetype is meant to have a low mag size and a lower fire rate than most assault rifles, in return for a higher damage output and a bit more control or stability, and even for that matter, a lot more range. Like I said, this weapon archetype is kind of like the Suros regime in a way. But see, here's the thing about this weapon in particular. It does the exact opposite of its archetype. I honestly think that Glass Half Full is a necessity for this weapon, because if I went into the Crucible with it and I didn't have it, I wouldn't be winning any of my one-on-one gunfights. The only way I have a chance of using my full mag to kill someone is if I catch the enemy off by surprise, if he has shitty aim just like me, or if he's AFK. That's the only way I could see myself killing people with a full magazine. But more often than not, when I respawn, I literally have to empty half of the mag just to be able to get that extra damage, and for that matter to be able to kill people. And the penalty for that is I'm left with less ammo in the magazine, so I'm kind of forced to hit every shot if I want to win the gunfight. I think the deal breaker, the fucking deal breaker, that weapon could perform better than this weapon. Even with the further decreased mag size, I could definitely see myself doing more damage. Now look, I know I'm being a cynic about this just like last time, but I really want this weapon to do well and work for me. I really do. But when a fucking deal breaker can outgun this weapon no matter what roll it has on it, then there needs to be some change on this weapon. And the only thing I could really see going for this weapon in the Crucible is the variety of the weapon itself, and the fact that it's a throwback weapon. It's like, hey, if you even manage to get a kill with it, the guy who you kill will think, huh, this guy is a Grim Citizen. Not bad, not bad. I remember those days when I hated doing well in Destiny. Filthy casuals. I will admit though, I love the feel of the weapon along with its look. I mean, come on, this thing looks fucking awesome. I mean, despite any sort of downsides of it, the weapon's kind of saying, hey, use me, I'm pretty decent. And to be honest, everyone who's gotten this weapon has felt the same way. But as for the PvE portion, this weapon handles well like it does in Crucible. Again, it's not bad for PvE, nor is it exactly good. Overall, I enjoy using this weapon in PvE. Just for the shits and giggles though. If I really want to try, I'm pulling out my Imago loop. Though some other weapons stand out from it like hand cannons and scout rifles, but if Bungie tweaked the damage output for assault rifles mainly in the Crucible, maybe a little bit in PvE, but mainly in the Crucible, then I would definitely start using this weapon from now on. It would probably be my #1 choice. This weapon was a good addition to the returning Year 1 weapons through packages, and I can say that this weapon is efficient enough to be used in both PvE and PvP. Though it does have some lingering and staggering downsides, this weapon delivers a nice yet nostalgic feel for the user. If I would rate this weapon like Watts usually does, I'd give it a solid B as a sort of between good and bad weapon. If you can use it better than me and you can get a good roll on it, then this weapon could easily be a B+ for you. But again, it all depends on what roll you get and how the weapon works for you. And that about does it for my review on the Grim Citizen. Oh, thank God. I'm so sick of being formal with these types of videos. It's kind of hard to give the people what they want and give the satire feel that you enjoy. I don't know, whatever, it's a fucking weapon, I enjoy it. But hey, if you have this weapon, let me know how you like it in the comment sections down below. More likely, you're just not gonna listen to me and say that I was a fag and I don't know how to do reviews. And you're just about right with that. But yeah, that about does it. I guess subscribe for more shitty Destiny weapon reviews, and yeah, see ya.